Thank you for joining us today. The purpose of this presentation is to review a strategic action plan supporting the mission of Grand Canyon University based in Arizona through the opportunities that lie within the enrollment department. Education has been a consistent need, though has changed and transitioned through the growth of technological dominance. Our strategic goal and mission is to maintain integrity and the competitive advantage of online education while sustaining valuable employees. Grand Canyon University, a Christian-based for-profit university, comes from the traditional campus structure, offering online for a variety of programs. While a good majority of profits is invested back into our home base as a ground campus, online takes the lead in numbers of enrollments. Overall, the SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis, observed that there are some strengths done well within the online department. However, Grand Canyon University, GCU, will need to find opportunities that the competition does not offer. According to research, more than 70% of America's universities currently offer fully online programs. Therefore, Grand Canyon University's online structure is no longer a rare amenity for learners. Currently, GCU's strengths reside in their authenticity and investment into the students' best interest. Students are recruited and attained from the skills of the online enrollment counselors and great reputation as a university. Main weaknesses that have been identified within the online enrollment department are the stigma that comes with nonprofit status, and as well as some of the available cutting-edge support resources available for students and staff and faculty. In the online market, the typical demographic is the lower-income adult learner that prefers that face-to-face campus experience, but however is left with the online option due to personal situations, flexibility, time schedules. GCU's online enrollment must focus on the demographic of their students to offer the experience that aligns and feels like an on-campus experience, while progressing to the advantages of a nonprofit organization. When enrollment increases, the university must reinvest innovative technologies and resources to provide to the teams. An area of improvement comes from the ability to sustain and create job satisfaction for long-term for the position itself. GCU offers a current salary for the positions of enrollment counselor, financial aid counselor, academic counselor, etc. However, with the short term, this may satisfy employees to find the salary sufficient, but for those who want to progress more personally and professionally, the job has its limitations. GCU has its expectations and ethics policies to avoid manipulation and aggressive sales techniques. When an enrollment counselor has numbers to hit, this can sometimes leave them desperate at times and tempted to violate policies to keep their job, keep food on the table. Our plan will help employees understand the value and purpose behind their work and feel a sense of accomplishment and accountability. The media and policy makers are taking notice of low graduation rates, high debt loads, and disruptive recruiting practices that many for-profit colleges have been identified as having. Keeping employees happy supports ethical decision making to better support the reputation of GCU, as well as nonprofit universities, as well as for-profit universities. Creating an on-campus feeling for our online students will also help GCU stand out against its competitors. More full-time faculty, technological resources need to be considered to take our university to that next level. For our overall goals, looking at a financial standpoint, our revenue growth is essentially created through increased enrollment. Therefore, our strategic plan speaks to the action of keeping employees happy, to foster high performance, working to the best potential to see those increased enrollments. With the financial performance comes the ability to also not increase enrollments, but also minimize our student loan debt, so that also isn't putting us in jeopardy of losing Title IV funding or just having a high debt balance as an overall university. Investing more back into the campus and community has also been a great opportunity of focus to continue to maintain a reputation that's seen at the ground campus, also breaks away from that online university feel. In seeing increased enrollment beyond just the job satisfaction, we also want to focus on the ability to have our customer service and our students' expectations exceeded, providing a service that provides almost the support of a traditional campus. For example, the opportunity to connect with our students on a webcam or a social media form, something beyond the limits of just the phone and occasional telephone, online interaction through the classroom, putting that warm, humanistic feeling to our approaches with our students. This could be involving the use of an additional technology resource, whether it be, like I said, webcams, or the opportunity for a student to access a instructor at all times at the university, regardless of time of day, perhaps having several instructors assigned to a class, or perhaps open windows of time beyond just the answer within some time within a 24-hour time frame. Also, having a higher percentages of satisfaction and success from our faculty support will also provide higher graduation rates, which will also, again, just turn into the result of a better reputation and maintaining that ethical integrity aligned with the Christian values. Our internal processes in maintaining our good relationships with our students will come from being able to focus on quality and streamlining the processes, as well as keeping costs low. We want to keep tuition costs low, but then therefore also need to be able to provide the resources to streamline these processes. Could be the simple fact of how long it takes to enroll a student, accelerating the process to get through verification documents and such. And some of this can come from just strictly our managers' abilities to evaluate the timeline and the window from a initial conversation to a reg status. Some of this comes from the communication barriers that we're experiencing with just being limited to instant messages and emails. Having the ability to improve on the productivity then will lead to not just a better experience but higher enrollment. Wanting to also expand in our action plan on the learning and growth of our individuals, seeing a lower turnover of jobs. Often we're seeing a high increase of the enrollment counselor position in specific as being a high turnover position, something that's temporary, maybe possibly an employee coming for the educational tuition benefit and then leaving shortly after, possibly being a high stress situation, hit numbers, while we're projecting this image of a university, not wanting it to be a call center or sales center. However, those are ultimately the numbers we look at to evaluate the sustainability of an employee. Action plan projects being able to not just provide a more appropriate compensation, instead of the dangling of the carrot to lead someone to hitting their goals, paying someone enough to where money isn't so much a factor to stress on and allows them to just do their job. Currently, the compensation and process has to do with a starting salary and after 2 years a $10,000 salary increase. The issue with this is that sometimes we are seeing that we have accelerating counselors going to the next level within a year, maybe 6 months, and trying to keep them motivated to hit that 2-year mark for a salary increase can be discouraging, versus being able to issue it not on performance but perhaps just evening the keel out in regards to salary. Continuous training support, something that this job is ever changing. degrees are being updated. We're seeing new things come through and be approved through our Department of Educations or the government as a whole. Therefore, we have to adjust and change to meet our students' best needs, but then also need to implement the proper training with our staff and faculty to ensure that everyone is on a consistent communication level, our students are made aware, and within a respectable timeline. Our innovation is definitely in the aspect of technology, being able to provide more options for enrollment counselors, faculty, staff to connect with our students beyond, again, the phone and email method will take that online feeling away. In a world where we're seeing online communication or online education being something that a lot of schools and universities can offer now, we need to take it to that next level and be able to show that we can provide an experience that gives that on-campus feel, but provides the flexibility that a lot of our online distance learners require, often due to personal constraints, jobs, balancing family life, a lot of different elements. Want to be able to let our students know that the experience is going to be just as supportive, if not more, by attending online with GCU. For evaluation, we want to celebrate and recognize these milestones achieved, share our statistical changes with our employees to allow them to feel part of the growth, share the numbers, show them where the processes are headed, even if it is those minor milestones of increased enrollment or perhaps evaluating our student satisfaction and seeing how those things are growing. Allowing our employees and managers to see the benefits and impacts being made on the students and home campus will essentially provide fulfillment, self-fulfillment and security. That concludes my action plan. If you have questions or feedback, please call or email me. I thank you very much for your time today,